The Maharashtra government's ambitious cut practice bill may soon become a reality, with the Fadnavis-led government agreeing to incorporate the Indian Medical Association's demands into the bill. Now, this draft law proposes strong criminal action against medical practitioners who are found guilty of accepting commissions. This was met with strong opposition from doctors who demanded that all investigation against the medical practitioners be held by the local police station and not the Anti-Corruption Bureau. Now, the doctors' identities will be protected. The jail term for the errant practitioners has also been reduced. In fact, Disha has been tracking this story. Let's go across to her for more details. Disha, take us through what were the demands of the Indian Medical Association and how many of them have actually now been accepted by the Fadnavis government?
That's right, Tanvi. We have been following this story for a very long time here on Mirror now about the Maharashtra's cut practice bill, which essentially talks about a bill where the doctors take cuts in commissions just to refer a patient from one doctor to another. Approximately 10 to 15% of commission is what the doctors take. So this particular bill talks about that doctors who are found guilty will be punished and there will be Anti-Corruption Bureau who will be really taking action and doing all the inquiry within 3 months. But this didn't go down quite well with the Indian Medical Association. Tanvi, what we understand is that, and they just met the government representatives very recently. They put forth their demands saying, A, that they do not want the Anti-Corruption Bureau's involvement, but the medical experts and the medical counselors should take action if there are any doctors who are violating or taking cuts in commissions. Second most important demand that the IEMA put forward to the state government was that the jail term, because doctors who will be found guilty will not only be fined with 50,000 rupees, or they will also undergo ACB inquiry, but they also will be jailed for approximately 3 years. That was proposed initially in the bill is what we understand, but they demand that it should come down to 1 year, and in fact it should come under civil liability and not criminal offence should be charged, because according to IMA, taking cuts in commissions is not a criminal offence and it's not a crime. So what we understand when we spoke to the medical minister of state here, Girish Mahajan, who headed the entire meeting, he said that the meeting was quite very positive, Tanvi, and they and he said that he does not want to disappoint anybody, especially the doctors here. And then he said that very soon the draft will be drafted, the bill will be drafted by first week of March, and they are considering all the demands that have come forward from the IMA to incorporate in that draft. So essentially it means, Tanvi, that after Karnataka, now it certainly seems that the Maharashtra government is trying to dilute the bill when it comes to doctors and really protecting doctors' identity here is what we understand, Tanvi.
Okay, in fact, Disha also spoke with representatives of the IMA as well as top surgeons. Let's play out some of those reactions.
See, first and foremost, it's a good move from the government to bring the bill, but there requires some modification. It's a fact that not all the doctors who does a cut practice, but yes, it's a fact that many of them are doing it, and it should be stopped somewhere. And that's the reason this bill is required. But definitely there requires some modification, like jail term is too harsh for for the doctors, and giving the case to Anti-Corruption Bureau might increase the problems with this thing, because every now and then there could be even a fake complaints regarding this cut practice.
See, the IMA stand has been very clear that we do not support any kind of cut practice, and we want whatever black sheep that are doing it in excess amount to be curbed. But the only thing that we have been stressing upon is that the Anti-Corruption Bureau is not the right authority to deal with this cut practice act whenever it comes into existence. We want the medical council, we want expert committees comprised of medical professionals who will prima facie deal with any complaints that have been made regarding cut practice, and if they find yes that there is something fishy going on, then we can refer it to the ACB. So that is one thing that was discussed, and the government seems positive, but we'll see whether it comes on paper or not. That is one thing. The second thing that we need to understand is that cut practice in simple words is commission practice. It's not a very big criminal act, and the government in the proposed bill, they were talking of imprisonment up to 5 years. I think that is very stringent, and IMA also feels that that is very stringent, so we want that to be reduced to 1 year. Even better would be if you just make it a civil liability rather than a criminal one. That is what was discussed, and that is what was put forward to them again and again, and the government seems to be positive, but once it comes on paper, and until something is on paper, we really don't know.